Hi, everyone. Bienvenidos. Gracias por estar con nosotros. Welcome to the 2021 Lights of Hope across America. We are coming to you live from our nation's capital here in Washington, D.C. Let me set the stage for you. Look at this beautiful Washington Monument. That's where we are right here. And in front of us, right around us, is Constitution Gardens. And look at all these beautiful Lights of Hope display. We are so excited to be here for the 20th anniversary of ACS CAN. This is such a special moment. We are just so excited. And it's a gorgeous day here in our nation's capital. And we can't thank you enough for joining us. Today, we'll be taking you live to Lights of Hope displays across the country to show off the beautiful memorials that volunteers have set up at homes, in their neighborhoods, and even a few famous landmarks. This event is all about honoring cancer survivors and remembering those loved ones whom we have lost. Of course, this is also ACS CAN after all, and we'll be providing you with plenty of opportunities to make sure your members of Congress hear our message loud and clear. Cancer needs to be a national priority. Before we start the program, I want to acknowledge that the COVID pandemic continues to put strain on our hospitals and our healthcare systems across the country. Many cancer patients are undergoing treatment and facing additional challenges. We're all thinking of you, as well as every healthcare worker who is sacrificing so much each day. Thank you. You know, turning now to our event, I am joined by two amazing women who lead this incredible organization. Lisa Lacasse, president of ACS CAN, and Sandy Cassesi, chair of the ACS CAN board of directors. Welcome, ladies. Can you believe we're finally here? And look at this amazing place. We are here in Constitution Gardens with the monument in the background. It's incredible. Happy anniversary.
Thank you, Desiree, and welcome everyone. It feels so great to be back in action here in Washington, D.C. We're celebrating our 2021 Lights of Hope. It's unbelievable.
I have been counting down the moments until today. I'm not kidding you. Lights of Hope for me is just so special. It's my all-time favorite event and really a highlight of my year.
Oh, me too, Sandy. It's one of my favorite events. And it feels so special to be here today in the nation's capital on this beautiful, hot and sunny day, right, ladies?
It really does. Lights of Hope is all about honoring those touched by cancer, while making sure our lawmakers know that reducing the burden of this disease has got to be a national priority. ACS CAN's job is to put the cancer fight front and center for elected officials, and we're doing just that.
I totally agree with that. And we know that ACS CAN's advocacy extends so far, even beyond Washington, D.C. We have an impact in every single state capital and every congressional district. I definitely feel that power tonight, knowing that advocates from all over are tuning in tonight.
Oh, that's so true. I feel it, right? That's right, Sandy. We have kicked off our show with a beautiful roll call, beautiful Lights of Hope displays all over the country with every state represented. And really, people took bringing hope home to heart this year, right, Lisa? I mean, everyone's so creative.
It's really incredible. And I know Sandy knows a little bit about that.
So you guys know me all too well. Lisa, really, you know me so well. Just ask anybody back home in Woodstock, New York. So I could be any place, the grocery store checkout, taking a walk around the neighborhood, any place. If I get a chance to talk about Lights of Hope, I'm going to talk about it. So it's kind of a fabulous little event that we call Lights of Hope. But no matter where you are, you can join in this event. Just like no matter where you are, you can help lead our fight against cancer. I want to show you one of my Lights of Hope bags. This one's particularly special to me. Many of you know that I lost my son-in-law, John, to cancer some years ago. And honestly, it motivates me to continue to do even more as an advocate for ACS CAN. I'll be doing that as long as I have breath.
It's a beautiful bag. And clearly he was a Boston Red Sox fan.
He was, in memory of John Burnson.
And Sandy, that's why you're in charge, our volunteer extraordinaire, chair of the board, Sandy Cassesi.
So listen, I just have to say some of these Lights of Hope displays that we're going to see tonight are just so impressive. I hope everyone at home is getting as excited as us to see them throughout the show.
And Sandy and Desiree, I want to let everyone know that I've actually had a sneak peek. And let me tell you, you're in for a treat over this next hour. I've been taking notes so I can step up my Lights of Hope game next year. But we do have to remind everyone, and we say it every year, it's really not just about the bags, but about the people and the families. Like Sandy, I have my beloved dad, who is a thriving survivor. And unfortunately, my Uncle Andy, who lost the battle. Every display honors a loved one touched by cancer, and every single bag, tens and tens and thousands of them across the country, tell an important story.
Oh, it's so truly Sandy. When we saw these displays and like you just showed the pictures, they're just personal and they're heartfelt stories that are really the magic behind Lights of Hope. And we're ready to learn about some of those two stories from two amazing volunteers in Cleveland, Ohio. We're going to go live right now to talk with Vince Marchetta and Barb Diver in Cleveland. Hi there. How are you guys?
Hello, DC.
Hello.
So great to see you. How are you?
Doing well, thank you.
So Barb, I understand you've been a volunteer for a really long time.
Yes, I have. I was diagnosed with breast cancer 30 years ago, but when I really wanted to get involved with the ACS because the first person I ever met who had survived breast cancer was my Reach to Recovery volunteer. So once I was cleared by my doctor, I signed up to volunteer for the ACS. So for the last 29 years, that's been me with ACS and ACS Can.
That's amazing. And we're glad you're doing well and you're here with us. Vince, I understand you're new to ACS Can.
Desiree, you are exactly correct. I am the newbie in the group. I've been with ACS Can for about 2 years now. Watching my wife suffer, fight like hell, and finally succumb to cervical cancer in 2019, I needed to do something to honor Betsy's legacy, as well as make a difference in the fight for cancer.
I'm sorry to hear about your wife, but I'm both glad that you're really here to have you here with us. I just love how our volunteers of any tenure can get so involved. So I understand you both have a very successful fundraising there. I love your background there, right there in Cleveland. Together, you guys have raised over $26,000.
Yeah, you know, I don't know that we really think about it like that, but I believe I'm speaking for Barb when I say that we're just so grateful and humbled that we have such a fantastic, giving, loving community that support each of us.
I know you both have some special Lights of Hope with you today. Can you tell us a little bit about those?
Yes, my first bag is my college roommate and one of my best friends, Steve Bryant. We lost someone with a huge heart and just an incredible friend way too early at 29 to a brain tumor. This was my first experience with the pain and loss from cancer. And of course, this one is for my wife, Betsy. She is the inspiration for me joining ACS Can. And I really used her story, her fight, as my inspiration to do everything I can to advocate for ACS Can. But I do have to say that I've come to realize, though her inspiration is with me throughout everything I do, it is not all about Betsy. What I've come to realize is everything that I do will never bring Betsy back. But everything we do as ACS Can advocates could spare somebody else from losing their Betsy. And that's reason enough for us to fight.
Oh, that's so beautifully said. Thank you. I know with the sun right now, it's hard for me to see the beautiful bags, but thank you. Barb, I know you have a bag too.
Yes, I have 2 bags. The first bag is for my parents. My mom died from breast cancer when I was 12. And then my father died later in his life from a soft tissue sarcoma. So there's only my dad, my mom, and me and my family, and all 3 of us have had cancer. And my second bag is for 2 of my caregivers. The first name is for my husband, who's been here through the journey with me. And the second name is for my daughter, because she supports me in everything I do.
Oh, Barb, that's so emotional, and we can't thank you enough. And the caregivers are so important. Thank you for your fundraising, and you are an inspiration, both of you, and for sharing your stories. So thank you so much. We
Thank
want
you.
all of you at home to be a part of today's event as well. If you set up your own Lights of Hope display, please share it with us on social media with the hashtag Lights of Hope. In fact, I think it's time to take a scroll through our live social media wall. I know we've got so many great folks, you know, who are displaying. I mean, I see beautiful bags from Marina in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and Ann in Prior Lake is bringing hope home to Minnesota, and Katrina in Maryland is setting up a display in her community garden. So really exciting. Mark in Denver has a lovely display set up in a Washington Park there. Bethany in Maine shared photos from yesterday's event. How great is that? And Daphne shared a photo from last night at the North Dakota State Capitol. So keep them coming, guys. Just to remind you, we are here for the 2021 Lights of Hope Across America. To set the stage, we're here live in DC, and we are going to be going live to folks all across the country. We are at the Constitution Gardens with the Washington Monument in the background. So if you're inspired by what you've seen here and across the country and have not yet dedicated a light of hope to someone you want to honor, you can do that right now. It's so easy. Head to fightcancer.org/lights. Once you do, you'll have the opportunity to print out the name and message embedded with our Lights of Hope design for display in your home, as well as post a personalized share graphic on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Really, really easy. So now I'm really excited to share this next message from the new American Cancer Society and ACS CAN CEO. Welcome, Dr. Karen Knudsen.
Hello, everyone. I'm Dr. Karen Knudsen, CEO of the American Cancer Society and the American Cancer Society Cancer Action Network. I am right here in the heart of Philadelphia, celebrating with you for the 11th anniversary of the Lights of Hope. Lights of Hope is such a wonderful opportunity to celebrate what it is that we do. We are here to improve the lives of cancer patients and their families through funding research, through promoting screening, and through providing direct patient support. But another key element of what we do is advocacy. Working with our lawmakers and helping them understand what they do makes a difference. Pushing for regulation and activities that improve the lives of patients through increasing access to care, education, and reimbursement for healthcare coverage. What you do makes a difference. Thank you for what you're doing today. The Lights of Hope are a beautiful way to send our message, and I can't thank you enough.
Thank you so much, Dr. Knudsen. We are so excited to see where the leadership goes with, where your enterprise goes with your leadership. So thank you for everything. So now we're headed back we're going to go actually now to Tennessee to check in with Michaelholtz as he is setting up for his Lights of Hope event later this evening. Hi there, Michael. How are you?
Hey, Desiree. I'm great. It's great to be here.
Well, we're so excited. Is it nice and sunny there? It looks it.
Actually, it's we have a little weather, we have a little rain, but rain's not going to stop us. So we're going to keep going.
We love seeing your background. I hear that you set a goal of raising $20,000 for Lights of Hope to help celebrate ACS CAN's 20th anniversary. So how's that going?
I'm thrilled to say that I woke up this morning and I met my goal. So yeah, $20,000 for 20 years. I'm so excited to have hit that goal this morning.
That's pretty incredible. So amazing. Congratulations. I'm excited to see how much you end up raising. So thanks for sharing such a meaningful, we want you to share your meaningful story. So I don't know if you could talk a little bit about that. And I understand you have a fun attraction of your event for photos and tours. Is it what you have behind your background, which is really cool?
Yeah, so I'm a 9-year survivor of stage 3B rectal cancer. My surgeon likes to remind me that I'm not supposed to be here. So in my extra time, being an advocate for ACS CAN is, I think, my purpose. So that's what I'm doing. And we have, tonight we have, if the weather cooperates, we have a 22-foot long inflatable colon that people can walk through and learn more about colon health and particularly about colon polyps and colon cancer and how to prevent and do early detection screenings to prevent later diagnosis.
Well, you certainly prove your doctor wrong. So I can't wait to see those pictures. And we can't thank you enough for joining us. Thank you for everything that you do.
Thank you, Desiree.
So be sure to use the hashtag Lights of Hope. So before we sign off, though, I want to make sure folks around the country know about why Lights of Hope is so important to you. I know you talked a little bit about it, but you proved your doctor wrong.
Yeah, so in addition to early detection and prevention, research is really important to me. The fact that I'm alive, I know, is because of cancer research. And one of our evergreen and always top priorities is to increase federal funding for cancer research. And that's what we're doing this year. That's what Lights of Hope is all about. Calling on our members of Congress to make funding cancer research and the fight against cancer in general a national priority.
Thank you so much, Michael. And you're right, research is so important. And thank you for welcoming us to Tennessee and sharing why you are so passionate about the work of ACS CAN and all that you do. Cancer research funding is critical to continued progress. So well said. So thank you. We are so lucky right now to have a message from a longtime champion on the issue of cancer research funding, Senator Roy Blunt of Missouri. He will help us all understand a little bit more about how funding levels are determined. As a senior member of the Appropriations Committee, Senator Blunt is very involved in the process. So please take a listen to the Honorable Senator Roy Blunt.
Hi, I'm Senator Roy Blunt from Missouri. It's an honor to speak at the Lights of Hope Across America for the Cancer Action Network. It's an opportunity for us to remember those we've lost to cancer, those continuing to fight cancer, and those survivors that triumphed over cancer. As a two-time cancer survivor myself, I understand the importance of cancer research and the fight against cancer. Right now, this is the most exciting time for cancer research. In the past year, nearly 30 cancer treatments were approved by the FDA. There have been major advances in leukemia, in prostate cancer treatment, and breast and lung cancer. In this area of immunotherapy, we see thousands of lives saved and continue to be saved and applied to new cancers every day, something that wasn't on the cancer checklist a half a dozen years ago. As the former chairman of the Labor HHS Appropriations Subcommittee, I continue to push for more investment at the National Institute of Health and at the National Cancer Institute. In fiscal year 2021, Labor HHS Appropriations, NIH received nearly $42.9 billion, a $1.25 billion increase over last year. Not as much as I wanted to do, but the most we could get done in this new Congress. This bill marked, however, the sixth consecutive increase in NIH for a total increase of almost 43%, following a decade of almost no increase at all. So 6 years of year after year, significant increases after a decade of no increase. Federal investment in the National Institute of Health has provided hope for millions of Americans and their families dealing with cancer, especially at a time where we're on the verge of so many potential cancer breakthroughs. Further, the Labor HHS bill has invested in many of the corresponding issues outside of just cancer research, like increasing access to screenings, investing in cancer prevention programs, focusing on CDC's surveillance, ensuring that some of the most recalcitrant cancers have better screening tools, and more recently, focusing on the unique medical issues survivors of cancer may face after fighting this disease or having COVID as well. We've also been focused on the smallest victims of cancer, children. It took the medical community a long time to recognize that we can't treat pediatric cancer like we treat adult cancer. I was proud to co-sponsor the STAR Act and prouder that we funded the full $30 million authorized under this bill in the Labor HHS Appropriations Bill last year. The STAR Act focuses on the most pressing issues facing the childhood cancer community, including helping children get access to cutting-edge cancer research. Finally, Labor, Health and Human Services continues to confront an issue unique to the cancer community. The National Cancer Institute receives so many grant applications that they could not fund anywhere near the amount of grants they would like to. I don't want cancer researchers to be a victim of their own success. Over the past 10 years, the National Cancer Institute's seen a more than 50% rise in the number of grant applications, 10 times higher than any other institute. And that's good news. That means that there's a lot of understanding of the hopeful moment we're in for cancer. There's such excitement in the community, and with that excitement, NCI has only been able to fund the very best ideas, and often for more veteran researchers. There have to be a way that we can make these good ideas have a chance to be funded, that there has to be a way we can keep young researchers in cancer. We need to do everything we can to be sure we're not missing out on the next Jim Allison or Carl June. That's why over the past 2 years we started and continue to fund a dedicated pot of funding for new cancer research awards to begin to tackle this challenge. So thank you again for the opportunity to speak with you today at the Lights of Hope across America. It's a reminder that there are millions of Americans and their families fighting against cancer. I hope these families and the individuals with cancer know that we stand with them, and as importantly, that Congress continues to impact policies and dedicate resources to help prevent and treat this disease. I want to thank all of you for the work you do to fight cancer and to care for your loved ones, and I promise to keep working in Washington to support what you're trying to do.
Thank you so much, Senator Blunt. One of the best parts about Lights of Hope across America is the flexibility it gives communities and volunteers. So we have had Lights of Hope activity happening all summer long, and we want to take a few minutes now to share some of your photos. It is really incredible to see so many things, happening across the country and so many Lights of Hope displays. It's pretty exciting. I know we have Kyle and Mandy Walker in Ohio, a creative time for a Cure Lights of Hope display, and they're all over. And just to set the stage, our Lights of Hope across America here for 2021, we are right here in Washington, D.C. with the Constitution Gardens, this beautiful ACS can desk here. We've got the Washington Monument. We have Lights of Hope displays all over here as well. And we just love seeing all your Lights of Hope displays all across the country. So keep them coming using the hashtag Lights of Hope. So you all continue to impress with your creativity and talent. So you are really telling your loved ones' stories, and it is so incredible. So we are so happy to have that. So keep them coming. We're so thankful for that. So I can't wait to hear another story right now. We're going to be joined right now by John Castiglino. I don't know if I pronounced it. Hopefully, John, I said it right, in Las Vegas, Nevada. Hi there, John.
Hey, Desiree. No, you got it. You got it. Close enough. It's a tough one, but we're really excited. Castanino, silent G. That's what always throws people off.
Castanino.
Yeah.
I love your Lights of Hope display. I'm so sorry because the sun is blaring here and I see you guys are beautiful inside. So I'm looking at the monitor and I see both of you, and I love seeing all those Lights of Hope displays. So I see you're coming home from your home live in Las Vegas, and I understand that you're really proud to have Nevada featured as part of today's event. So talk to us about that.
Oh, yeah. Well, first, mad respect again for you being outdoors and in the heat. We're us in the desert in Las Vegas. We decided to do ours indoors, which is got a little irony there. But this is my lovely wife, Tiffany. We're actually the co-state leads for the state of Nevada. And, everybody knows Las Vegas and they know Nevada as a whole. We're a tourist destination, right? People think Las Vegas and they think 4 miles, Las Vegas Boulevard, Bellagio, MGM. And we did last year, our big Lights of Hope display was actually at the Welcome to Fabulous Las Vegas sign. Again, an iconic sign that everybody knows. But really this year we felt it was extremely important to send the message that we're a real community with real people. We have 2.3 million people that call the Las Vegas Valley home. And we also have a large number of people that are looking for cancer care, cancer treatment, that we're a little bit behind as our community has grown so quickly over the past 20 years or so. So I'm just really passionate about it. My wife is as well. She's my caregiver. I'm a 6-year cancer survivor. And, you know, we understand really what cancer can do to my family and to my body. And Tiffany has a very good understanding on the opposite side as a caregiver. So we really want to make sure that people in Nevada really have the access to care that they need. And that's why we're volunteering in this wonderful organization.
Well, we can't thank you and Tiffany enough, and congrats on being a cancer survivor. And thank you, Tiffany, for being such a wonderful caregiver. And you guys, that was such an important message. And we also want to make that loud and clear. Everyone deserves access to the best possible cancer care.
Yeah, it's not a privilege, it's a right. And that's our perspective on this. Again, going through what we've done. And again, the amazing people that have talked from Tennessee and Cleveland, you hear the stories, you understand that we feel that the treatment is a right and it's not a privilege.
Absolutely. As I said earlier, I love the Lights of Hope bags that you have there, your display. So tell us who you are honoring or remembering.
Sure. Well, we've got a bunch of people here, obviously, that are represented, some family members of ours, but there's 2 people that we really wanted to single out for this, this live stream that we're doing today. And it's 2 people that have volunteered a lot of time and have volunteered with our organization here in Nevada very passionately. And the first one is Jet Mitchell. Jet, a whirlwind of energy. And I don't use that word lightly. This woman, stage 4 metastatic breast cancer, when I met her, she was part of ACS Can. She's the biggest reason that I decided to join the group, and my wife as well. And I'm thinking, if this woman has all this energy, how can I not give some of my time and my energy that I have to the group? So we have this bag in honor of Jet. We lost Jet last year, just after last year's Lights of Hope, to her stage 4 breast cancer. And she really meant a lot to our organization, our group, and really the state of Nevada. So we lost a huge cancer warrior. And it breaks me up to talk about it because she was so important to our group. And then another person that we just lost recently, and again, a close part of our organization here in Nevada, Jan Cooper is her name. Jan, we lost at the end of August, also to metastatic breast cancer. And Jan was a fierce warrior, and both of these women just very outspoken and huge warriors. Jan was for minority communities, specifically African-American women, and really fighting for the access to care for those minority communities. And we lost Jan, we lost Jet, and these are in honor of her. But I wanted to point out one more thing that we did really cool in Nevada. Again, it's not just about Las Vegas Boulevard. We also have, we're a little Western out here. So we had a cool kind of rodeo display that we had at some of the fairgrounds that we have out here. And that was one of our volunteers, Patty Kellerhouse is her name. She organized it as part of a rodeo. So we're doing things in ways to really let people know, again, it's not about the tourism in this city. It's about real people trying to get real results for the cancer community.
Well, I can't thank you, John and Tiffany, for sharing that. And I know Jan and Jet would just be so proud. And they're another reason why we do what we do. And I loved the rodeo bag as well. So we can't thank you enough.
Yeah, thank you again. Thanks for letting us be a part of this. And thank you all for watching and also for your donations, obviously.
Oh, thank you. And listen, you guys were the smart ones being inside today in the desert.
Yeah, that wasn't totally by chance, but we're glad that worked out because it's hot out here today as well.
Well, thank you again. And please thank Jackie. Please thank Tiffany. Jackie's our next guest.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
All right. Well, we are so excited to have everyone coming here from across the country. So thank you so much. We've got some wonderful videos coming up, and we want to share a little bit about that with you. So I want you to take a look at those real quick right now. So we're going to be joined in a few minutes here by Jackie. And we can't thank you enough. I don't know if you guys are seeing some of those videos, but we want to show the Lights of Hope displays across the country. That was a fantastic video of our summer displays. And thank you for everyone who did those beautiful Lights of Hope display. So right now I'm excited to welcome live in person here in DC in this beautiful spot in our nation's capital, a member of the ACS CAN's National Ambassador Team, volunteer leader extraordinaire, Jackie Beal. Hi, Jackie. So great to see you.
Hi, Desiree. Thank you.
Look,
I'm delighted to be here.
Yes. I mean, what a background, right? And where we are in this beautiful, and it's hot, but you look beautiful in pink, and we can't thank you enough for all that you do. I understand it's so wonderful to have you here today. And I understand you're an 18-year cancer survivor. What a wonderful way to celebrate. Even the sirens are coming out for you.
I appreciate them, and thank you for that. I am a two-time 18-year breast cancer survivor, and you know, that's why I'm incredibly passionate about advocating for cancer patients, and in particular, access to those people of color.
Oh, well, we can't thank you enough. It's just so important because cancer doesn't discriminate. You know, so your zip code doesn't matter, your race, the color of your skin. I know that ACS CAN has really been focused on the type of access and how important health equity is to decreasing cancer incidences. So tell us more about this work.
You know, like you said, cancer has no idea what you look like, what your sexual orientation is, what your background is, religious belief is. And so it's important for us to continue to create awareness about, you know, prevention and treatment. And I look back at when my mother was diagnosed and then fast forward to my diagnosis, and I'm in awe of the advancements. And I can tell you it's by the grace of God and those advancements that I'm still here today. And while I know I receive excellent access to excellent health care, I'm aware that there are disparities in the fact that not all people benefit from those advancements, nor have access to adequate care and can afford it. As an example, African Americans have the highest death rate and the shortest survival of any racial or ethnic group for most cancers. And that's just astonishing. So we still have more work to do to tackle systemic issues that impact the delivery of quality care for people. And so I'm delighted, I love it. I'm delighted to share as part of ACS CAN's diversity, equity, and inclusion efforts to increase outreach to African Americans and people of color. I get to work and chair what's called the Black Volunteer Caucus and work with some amazing volunteers to help give voice to the unequal burden of cancer and engage them in the fight.
Well, we can't thank you enough for all the important work you're doing and everything that you've done. I see that you've brought some beautiful Lights of Hope displays. Can you tell us about it? I love it.
Yes, so my bag is to continue to bring awareness and highlight the fact that cancer does not discriminate. Again, like I said, it just knows people. It doesn't know faces and all those things. So guess what? Access to care, we shouldn't be discriminating either. Everybody should have equal access to adequate and affordable health care.
Oh, it's such an important message, and we just can't thank you enough, Jackie, again, for everything. So we really, really appreciate it. So thank you. I've got my bags too that I brought, you know, and loving of my Tia Elma, who passed away many, many years ago. And my pop-up dude, my father-in-law who died of cancer. So, you know, we all have a story. We've all been affected by this terrible disease. And so, you know, make sure you go to fightcancer.org/lights and you can do your Lights of Hope display as well. I am so excited now to welcome Lisa and Sandy back to help me look at some more displays around the country, right? There's just so many beautiful ones. I know we've got so many from all over.
People have been working feverishly. I can tell you that with certainty. I've been watching everybody's social accounts. Incredible.
Yeah, it's amazing. And I love seeing them here and all over social media and yours.
I love the fact that whenever we ask people to hashtag something, then our volunteers activate, and they're doing that right now, as you can all see by these incredible posts on social media.
Yeah, make sure folks use the hashtag Lights of Hope. And I know we have some junior cancer fighters, Lorenzo and Moses, fighting for their Papa Jimmy. And we've just got folks from all over the country, and we love seeing that. So
exciting.
Like you said, they're heartfelt, they're personal, and we all have a story to tell. So before our next segment, one last reminder, again, visit fightcancer.org/lights to dedicate your own Lights of Hope and take action today. So we can't thank you enough for all that. Events like Lights of Hope are not possible without our community and corporate support. So we know that you all have had amazing luck securing sponsors in your community. In fact, we've already raised close to $120,000 in community-based sponsorship, right? That's great work.
You know, we only started doing the sponsorships a year ago, and boy, did people take it seriously this year. Incredible. That's an enormous amount of fundraising.
It's incredible. I mean, we're so fortunate to have this nationwide presenting sponsor for Lights of Hope. Bristol Myers Squibb has donated $250,000 to make this event possible and support our life-saving mission. We can't thank you enough. So here, right now, you're going to hear from their Executive Vice President, Chief Commercialization Officer, about why this event is so important to Bristol Myers Squibb.
Hello, everyone, and congratulations to the American Cancer Society Cancer Action Network for making this inspiring event happen for an 11th year. The work that you are doing and the impact you are making for vulnerable voices across the country is truly remarkable. At Bristol Myers Squibb, we're inspired by a single vision of transforming patients' lives through science. We're in the business of breakthroughs, and while it may seem that many aspects of life slowed down over the past year and a half, we're in a remarkable and dynamic time for cancer research. Unprecedented scientific discoveries are advancing the treatment of diseases like never before. But we believe it's not simply about giving each and every person more life, it's about offering the possibility of a better life. Which is why we're supporting patients and caregivers beyond our medicines with resources and education, helping to navigate the healthcare system and ensuring our life-changing therapies are accessible to those who need them. I know many of you are celebrating cancer survivors today, while others, like me, are honoring those we've lost to cancer. We recognize the need to do more to help fight this disease. Despite progress, our focus remains on what we have yet to accomplish. Thank you so much for being in this fight with us.
So I know that thank you just never seems to be enough, but it's nevertheless so sincere that we say thank you to our generous sponsor for this critical support of this incredible event. We could not do this without your partnership. So as we've seen today, so many volunteers helped raise money through Lights of Hope this year. And if I know anything about ACS CAN volunteers, this is quite a competitive bunch. It's why you are so successful at advocating for policy change that supports our cancer mission. So now, this is the fun part. I'm really proud to share the names of our top 10 fundraisers on the screen for 2021. Now, be sure you take a look at these 10 names. Ready for this?
I'm ready.
Combined, they raised a total of almost $115,000 for the fight against cancer. That total for the top 10, just the top 10, is double what the top 10 raised in 2020. I can't believe this.
It's incredible.
Like I said, competitive bunch, right? I also want to point out that Michael, Vince, and Barb, who we've already heard from earlier, they are among that distinguished list. So if folks at home, I want you to stand up and please join me in a great big round of applause for the following: Vince, Michael, Kay, Kathy, Coach, Karen, Barb, Mary, Pearl, and Eunice. And we just want to give them a virtual round of applause.
Congratulations. That's awesome.
I also want to just say a really sincere thank you to every one of our volunteers who raised money for Lights of Hope, or those of you who dedicated a light of hope in honor of a loved one impacted by cancer. Your support and your stories, they keep us going and they don't go unnoticed.
It's just incredible. It's incredible, Sandy. That's amazing. We can't thank you enough. And it's just what an accomplishment for all of our fundraisers, right?
Totally. And like I said, competitive, but friendly competition, right?
Yes,
That's the good part.
And we want to remind folks to keep sending in your hashtags with Lights of Hope displays. We want to see those pictures all across social media, and make sure you go to fightcancer.org/lights. And we just have a few more folks. Julie in Ohio celebrating today with her grandchildren and shares the cancer research saved her life 46 years ago. Amazing. This is why we're here. Eunice in Kirkland, Washington has some gorgeous bags decorated with flowers and rainbows. Ashley in Syracuse, New York honored her father, John. I mean, there are just so many beautiful displays all across the country. So, this is so important as the money raised helps ACS CAN do the important advocacy work. And that work is noticed by our elected officials. So we have one last special message from Senator Crapo of Idaho to remind you how important your work is for ACS CAN.
Hi, I'm U.S. Senator Mike Crapo, ranking member of the Senate Finance Committee. Thank you to the American Cancer Society Cancer Action Network for inviting me to participate in this event. The annual Lights of Hope Across America captures the significant impact cancer has on millions of Americans and is an opportunity to remember those we have lost to this terrible disease. Cancer's wide-reaching effects and the benefits of early detection led me to introduce a bill to provide Medicare coverage of innovative, life-saving early detection tests. My healthcare focus as ranking member of the Finance Committee includes putting Medicare on a solid financial footing to ensure it can serve current and future beneficiaries, and updating Medicare's payment systems to foster innovation that improves patient care and program efficiency. The Medicare Multi-Cancer Early Detection Screening Coverage Act sits at the intersection of these priorities. That's why I'm so enthused about it. The ability to detect and treat cancers earlier will save lives. Scientific advancement have produced innovative early detection technologies to complement existing screenings and dramatically improve the country's early detection capabilities for cancer. These tests truly have the potential to revolutionize cancer care. It's amazing that a test can use a simple blood sample to screen for dozens of deadly cancers. Our legislation would ensure that Medicare covers these vital screening tests without bureaucratic delay. It ensures health care decisions are made by patients in consultation with their physician and not dictated by out-of-date payment rules. Sadly, cancer claims over 600,000 Americans every year. Personal stories like those shared through Lights of Hope have the power to transform opinions on critical legislation, and I encourage you to remain engaged with your congressional representatives to share those stories. The Cancer Action Network's volunteers in Idaho and across the nation are filled with incredible individuals with a passion and drive to fight against cancer. You bring a face to the cause, and your impact is wide. Your support for those touched by cancer is truly remarkable and appreciated. Support from national and state organizations, including many in Idaho, is key to ensuring that policymaking keeps pace with science to best serve patients. Let us continue to work together to seize the opportunity to transform cancer detection and care. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Senator Crapo. So Sandy and I are joined again by Lisa Lacasse, president of ACS CAN, as we wrap up our 2021 Lights of Hope event. Again, it's just so incredible, Lisa and Sandy. We are here at the Washington Monument, our nation's capital, Constitution Gardens. I mean, this is amazing. What was the highlight for you today?
Oh, I can't even come up with one. I can't believe, first of all, how fast it went by. But obviously the fact that we can actually join together all across the country, even though all of you aren't here with us in DC, it has just been an incredible moment to celebrate this unbelievable event. And so many highlights, but the most important is I can feel all of your power. Our ACS CAN network from DC all the way to the West Coast, North and South, the spirit, the dedication of our volunteers. There is no question that it is the magic of ACS CAN. So thank you all.
Oh, you are right. Magic is right. It's empowering. It's inspiring. It reminds us why we do what we do. And just happy anniversary to ACS CAN. Before we close out, I want to once again encourage everyone to check out the actions they can take at fightcancer.org/lights. And don't forget that Lights of Hope hashtag when posting to social media. You guys are all so creative, and we love seeing all your beautiful light displays everywhere. And we've heard from many that you plan to continue the celebration and light your lights of hope this evening. So we can't wait to see even more. So if you're doing that, please share these photos on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook using the hashtag Lights of Hope. I mean, Lights of Hope is my favorite event, ladies. I know, Sandy. I mean, it'll be hard to say goodbye, but you want to close this out?
Well, I guess I have to. There's no choice. We have to go at some point, right? But what I do want to say to everyone is I can't wait to see you in person next year because we're going to do everything we can to make that happen. But before we close out, I just want to celebrate one last gigantic accomplishment. So now we know that we have until Monday to continue collecting donations. But as of this morning, we have already exceeded our fundraising goal of $525,000.
Woohoo!
So awesome.
Congratulations. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
I can't wait to see where we end up and how much mission support we're able to provide.
It's incredible.
So I can't think of a better way to close than with the familiar sounds of the bagpipers that our volunteers all so closely associate with our beloved event, and more pictures from your displays across the country. Thank you, everyone. Hope to see you very soon. Lights of Hope 2021, it's a wrap.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye, adios.
Carry these names to an endless backdrop. Heavy is the weight upon this hilltop. Though we all hold back our tears, there is something that brought us all here. Every illuminated bag carries a name, all with different stories, but each start out the same. A world without cancer is not a world we know, but this is Lights of Hope, and we are not letting go. As the bagpipers play Amazing Grace, we'll remember cancer knows no religion, sex, or race. Like a thief in the night, cancer takes, but together we are unified in heartbreak. Lawmakers listen to the advocacy of ACS CAN, and will continue singing until they understand. And as the night rises with the passing sun, we'll say each name so they won't be forgotten.